Hey, NBA 2K MyLeague fans. Coach 2K back with another NBA 2K MyLeague Expansion Series video with those Cincinnati Lions. And it's been a couple weeks since I posted, so I wanted to bring you up to speed on what's been going on around the league. Also, what's been going on with the team since we last played. We're now 21 games into the season at the end of this video, which is about 25% of the way through the season. This is our second season. If you're new, be sure and check out the series from the very beginning. This is, I think, episode 58. And then we play the Utah Jazz. I got highlights of that game led by a guy named Jelani Slay. Has a pretty good game against us. As you can see, we start the video 8-5. And so I was looking around, seeing what's been happening around the league. Bryce Kidd put up his second triple-double of the season against Central Division rival Milwaukee. So the Pacers have been hot. They've been playing pretty well. Freeman Gentry also put up a triple-double against the Charlotte Hornets on the road. We like Freeman Gentry. He's somebody we might take a look at. We'd like to upgrade Zhang. He's got an expiring contract, which is a pretty good deal. But when he was in Cleveland and Atlanta, I mean, both of these teams are not winners, and so he's not really a winner. But one thing I do like about him is he gets double digits rebounding from the two-guard spot, which is pretty good, and it'd be nice to pick up some rebounds. So I'm looking around for some options as guys that we can pick up. We'll probably look around December 15th, maybe looking at maybe making some moves potentially in this file. Hollis Bremer, he was drafted number 1 last year in the draft. He put up a triple-double, so I think he's the first rookie this year, of course, to do that. So, as you guys might remember from the last video, we beat the Sixers, beat them by 20. We had to play them again in the next game, and Jenks put up 41, Billups 22 and 11, and you can see Lloyd put up a season-high 13, or career-high 13 assists, and Roten would tear us up again, 32 points. But we beat the Sixers again, 123-118. Pretty close game compared to the last one they came ready to play. But we were happy to get that win. And then the Nuggets, we'd go out to Denver to face them, and they were led by Karan Mashburn, who is another rookie this year in this season's in this file. And we beat them pretty easily, 124-109. You can see Mashburn's stats on the season. He was the 4th pick in the first round, averaging 10.5 points a game. He was okay. I wasn't too impressed. But Jenks would put up 43. Drew would have 19 and 10. And you can see Lloyd down there with 14 assists and another career high. It'd be nice to get him averaging over 10 assists a game. I'd really like to have that from our point guard. Next, we would entertain the Wizards. They would come to town, and we would totally destroy them by 37. Jenks put up 32. Billups with 26 as we handled them pretty easily. They were not that tough. And so we're kind of on a little bit of a winning streak here. After we beat the Wizards, I think it's 4 or 5 games in a row. So it was nice to get on a winning streak. And then you get on a winning streak, you think, oh, I'm never going to lose another game. But that's not always the case. Anyway, Hassan Bardo led the Wizards. Here's his stats on the year. He's doing a little bit better point production this season. And then we would go to Oklahoma City. We'd face the Thunder, and we would just totally dominate there. We got 42-point victory. They were led by a guy named Edwards, who had 18 points. But the superstar there on that team is Amari Kemp. You can see Amari Kemp. He's averaging double-double, 18.9 points a game, 12.4 rebounds, and he can put up grab 20 rebounds in a game pretty easily. And then Jenks would have 46 here. Another great game by Jenks. Byers would play pretty well. He'd have 16, and Bonzi Harris off the bench with 15. We got a little action there from Zhang. He had 13. He's been kind of quiet, kind of streaky a little bit too. And then we play the 76ers, and the 76ers, Jenks would put up 47, but they got us this time. So this is the 3rd time we faced them in like a couple weeks, and they beat us 118-112. Of course, Roten dominated again for them. He had 27 points. As we were disappointed we lost that game because we're trying to beat all these sub-500 teams, knowing that we got teams like the Pacers and the Timberwolves who are really, really tough. And then we go to Charlotte, another game we should have won, but we let get away from us, and they beat us 121-18. They were led by Gary Henderson's 36. He'd have an awesome game, and Jabari House had 27. Henderson here, he's their point guard. We always have a tough time with scoring point guards, and he is averaging 17.5 points per game, 5.5 assists. His assist numbers are down this year. Georgios Alexandris, he was the second pick in the draft, and so he had a pretty good game. It was nice to see some of these rookies that were drafted in the last draft. For us, Jenks had 34, but it wasn't enough. Byers had 18, pretty good night for him. Drew had 17, and Billups had 17 too. Billups' scoring's been up lately. He's been getting the ball more, and he's been taking advantage of it. And then we'd go on to face the Milwaukee Bucks, our Central Division rival, and these guys are tough. And they even traded away one of their players, I can't remember the guy's name, to the Ravens. I thought they had a championship team with that guy. But Spates, he's tough, man. He had he's averaging 16.7 points a game, and he's a pretty much a lockdown defender, and he frustrated Jenks the whole time. Jenks, pretty subpar night for him. He only had 16, but Billups led us with 20, as I think at this point now we're on a 4-game losing streak. So pretty disappointing after winning 4, 5, 6 straight to go on a losing streak. So we're going to try and change that against the Jazz here coming up. And then Player of the Week honors, we got another one for Donnell Jenks. So he shared that with Amari Kemp out in the West. And then I wanted to show you Sean Rooks here. He grabbed a couple more Player of the Week honors. And one game against the Knicks, he had 42 points, 24 rebounds. But look at all those losses. I think they're still kind of towards the top of the Eastern Conference, but they're kind of struggling right now. Against the Jazz is the team we're going to play with the highlights in this video. Alexei Tukmakov, one of their best players, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. He broke his wrist, so we won't see him. But they got another nice player on their team, a guy named Jelani Slay. He's averaging 17 points a game for them. He's an all-around small forward. Has pretty good highlights here, as you'll see when we show those here in a second. But he's at the small forward spot, and you can see some of his numbers there in the last 4 games. They're a sub-500 team, but they're still pretty good. And then Kosta Titov at the center spot, 7'2", rebounding, scoring machine. He'd have his moments in this game too, and you can see some of his numbers. He's typically a double guy when he sets on the floor. So Jenks for us, he's averaging 34.3 points a game, still shooting scorching from the field because he gets so many dunks. And there's Jelani Slay. He's averaging 17 points a game. As we come back home, and we're going to start the same guys, Lloyd, Zing, Jenks, Drew, and Billups. As you know, we like consistency. That's something we preach here. And the Jazz would get on us early. You see Blackman Jr. knock one down. Excuse me, there's a cough, and you can see, I think that's Slay getting inside for a dunk. And so they're up early 4-0. Slay would get inside again, and they would jump on us early, and we just couldn't score. As you can see, Titov get in there and knock down the fadeaway, and right off the bat, 8-0. And they score. Well, here they're going to get it inside again. I thought we knocked the ball free, but they got it. And up 10-0, we still haven't scored as they knock down a 3 from Sabonis in the corner, and it's 13-0. And we finally get on the board here in the fast break with Drew with the dunk. So that was tough. There, we knocked the ball free. I don't know how many times we did that in this game where we blocked it and they go right back to them. They get the offensive rebound. Here, that's Slay again with a nice 3 from outside, and they're up 14 early as we're struggling as Jenks gets inside and scores. And so we've got a hole that we got to try and dig out of here. And you can see Jenks pulls up from 3 here, gets that to go. And we're starting to get a little rhythm here as we cut the lead down to 9. It's down to 6 now as we throw it into Jenks. He gets behind the defense there and pulls us within 4. Nice dunk by Jenks. As it's not such a deficit now. There they get the offensive rebound, and they got quite a few second chance points. We got our share too, as Jenks gets another dunk from 00 with the feed. So now we're only down 4. There they get another offensive rebound, and they get that to go. And so early, they jumped on us, but we've made a game of it now. They get inside. We get another block there. You see it goes back to the offense. And here we get our own offensive rebound as Jinx takes a bad shot. But Double O's there to pick him up and pick up the offensive rebound and knock it back in. So that was nice. Here, look at Double O off the pass with Jinx as he gets the one-handed power slam there. Nice job by Double O. And here, this is another one of those moments where, you know, they get their offensive rebound, but it is tied at the end of the first quarter, 28 all. We bring Byers off a screen. He's a pretty reliable three-point shooter, and he'd score there and give us the lead. As you can see, Slay getting inside again, and here he's going to fake us out, get to the basket, and so, you know, in this case, we go back down the court, and we score easily with Double O. And so that's nice always to get some easy baskets, as here they nice alley-oop play to Blackman Jr. I thought that was a really nice play. I need to look that up and see what play they ran there and see if I can run that myself, as Byers drops another three from outside. So in the first half here, we get back in it as Bonzi Harris scores and he gets fouled. Now we got a 6-point lead, 7-point lead, and we build a 10-point lead here in the first half. As you can see, Bonzi Harris with the putback slam off the bad shot by Drew there. That was a bad three that he took. And here, look at this shot by Slay, man. He's just kind of fading away. He's not really that great of a three-point shooter. We get them off their feet, and Zing looking like Jinx, man, going in doing the double pump dunk. Check it out by Zing. Oh, good job by him. So, you know, here in the second quarter, they get another offensive rebound, and so they're hanging tough. And you get Billups inside with the dunk. I think to end the second quarter, in the half, we were up by 10. So nice dunk by Jinx. So I'm glad to be back in it. I was thinking, man, I don't want to get beat by the Jazz too after losing those other four. But at half, we'd be up 55-47. And you can see Slay's got 14, 3 and 4. Jinx has got 17 and 1. Check out this play by Donnell Jinx. I put him in the post. And he took advantage and just abused his defender here, just going over him and dunking it in his face. As Blackman Jr., there, they get the offensive rebound. There we block it again. It goes back to him. That's my only real complaint about NBA 2K is sometimes you make great defensive plays and it always goes back to the offense, especially blocks, man. Blocks always go out of bounds or go back to the offense. And they start the second half again a lot like they did the first part of the game. I mean, we were up by 10. And I think they went on a 13-4 run to start the second half. As you can see, Slay there burying another three as, you know, here, nice play here. He gets Slay cutting to the basket, and it's a game again. There's that 13-4 run. That's what it was. And we gave up a three in the corner, and now we're down. And Gutierrez hit that as Jinx gets to the basket and hits a nice easy dunk there. But so the rest of this game would be pretty tight as we give up another easy three as we're sagging off the corners too much. And here, nice dunk from Double O to Jinx. He's got a good pass to him. He's a good passing big man. He always does pretty well on those alley-oops. And here we find Drew. Drew drops it in off the layup, off the pass. We get back in the lead. But look at them dropping another three. And so they'd hit more threes than I thought. They're really not that great a team from shooting from three, as Billups would score again and give us a 5-point lead. And we give them too much space. Trying to go over the screen, we got kind of pulled away. And they would knock down another three. There we would just not play any defense in the transition. And again, we're sagging off the corners too much as they'd hit another three. That's Gutierrez. So we had to tighten up our D there a little bit. As Calvin Hood would get to the lane, get to the rim, and then we'd give up another three to Gutierrez. And again, 81 all here as we're now in the fourth quarter as Slay with the acrobatic finish inside. Good job by Slay. And here's a good play by Lloyd as he gets in, he draws the contact, he gets the foul, and he finishes at the basket. And it gives us a chance to pull within one here. as he has a chance to convert the 3-point play opportunity, and he does. We're still down by 1, and look at Slay going inside with a nice dunk, and he draw the foul from us, and he go to the line himself and give them a 4-point lead here with 10 minutes to go. And Zing was having trouble hitting some shots, so he pulled up for the mid-range shot, and here Lanier inside finds Slay again as he gets in there with nobody around him. And as we get the chance here, we see Billups cutting to the basket with nobody there, and he scores as Titoff doesn't run the floor on defense as well as he should, but he does a pretty good job passing the ball. And he finds Blackman Jr., who would he'd hit several threes on us, and there the defense would collapse. Jenks does a good job of getting it out to Zing, and Zing would nail that 3. And here he's wide open in the quarter again, but Jenks has an open dunk. And I think this tied the game here at 97 all. Nice play by Jenks just to get to the basket. And there Slay would come up with a big defensive stop. He blocked Jenks, and he'd get it to Sabonis, and Sabonis would knock down the 3 and give him a 3-point lead with 5 minutes to go. There, Jenks with a nice wide open 3, but he'd miss it. But fortunately, Billups is under there to get the rebound, and Jenks finds Billups again wide open as he catches Titoff, not getting back on defense, and we get a nice, easy dunk in transition, which is huge because now we got the lead here. And again, they find Blackman Jr. in the corner for a wide open 3 as we're not defending him at the 4 spot. But inside, off the break, Jenks finds Billups, and Billups does a nice job with the dunk at the end of the play. And it's tie game, 2 minutes to go. And look at Titoff, man, with a nice drop step. Gets easy basket. But Zing comes back on the other end, and he gets a nice easy dunk of his own. Not playing any defense on the other side either. Look at this play by Titoff. He goes inside, and it makes another nice move inside to give him a 2-point lead with 1:51 to go. And here he is again. And he takes the fadeaway, but he misses this one as we get the rebound. And we're going to get out in transition and check out what we see here. We get Billups underneath. He gets the dunk at Titoff, trying to get back on defense this time, but he fouls him, and Billups would knock down the 3-point, and we're up conversion. We're up by 1 as he plays some good defense there, not fouling, making a tough shot. And so we're going to set it up here. We got a 1-point lead with 45 seconds to go. And we've decided we're going to go inside and try and create a mismatch here. So we got Drew matched up against the point guard. And so we're going to go inside here after the switch and take Drew down there. And Drew dunks it this time, gives us a 3-point lead. Nice finish by Drew, as we really needed that bucket to come away with a win. And here's another play by Titoff. And he tried to fade away once again, but he'd miss it. And he'd have to foul, so they fouled Billups. Billups comes down to the other end. He gets 2 free throws and ices the game. We'd go on to win 116 to 111. They'd shoot pretty well from 3. We had, decent number of turnovers. We could still probably reduce that a little bit. But from an offensive rebounding standpoint, they got a lot of second chance points. They abused us from 3. We're struggling from 3. So anyway, we're happy to get the win back in the win column. We're now 13-8 on the season, 21 games into the season. You can see the Pacers there, 13-5 on the season. Bulls right there behind them. So we're third in the Eastern Conference. Hit me up in the comments. Hit that like button. I am Coach 2K. I'll see you on the court in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.